Hello, everybody, and welcome back to GV Talk Sports. I'm Brock Elsesser, and I'm here with
Ryan McKnight, Jonathan Rizzo.
Mr. Dutt.
Future Hall of Famer, somewhat similar to Pete Rose.
And that he bet
That's
on
the only
his
thing keep me out of the Hall
he
of Fame.
bet on his own games.
The only thing keep
that-
me out of it.
Wait, you bet on your own games?
If there was actual betting on any games I ever played in,
I'm sure he did.
I'm sure I would have.
Yes.
That's not true. I'm making that up. Unless you think it's cool. But
Okay, which was more surprising, Tiger Woods winning the Masters or the Houston Rockets actually playing defense?
Tiger Woods winning the Masters. The Rockets always play defense in the playoffs.
Ah, defending Houston. They locked him down pretty good.
yeah. I mean, how are you gonna get
Ricky
to,
Rubio of stopping James Harden's step back.
Yeah, he was
Did
guarding.
he block it?
No.
Ricky Rubio was behind James Harden, so that James Harden couldn't step
He
back.
literally was standing behind him. Harden just
Was it
drives to the
effective?
rack. No.
No,
Did he
because
still make it?
that's how Harden
He
got
just drove
10
to the
assists.
basket because he's standing behind him.
Yeah.
That's
I didn't know
funny.
if it was another guy in front.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Is there was a double team, so somebody standing in front,
Well,
somebody
there
standing
was
behind.
Made no sense.
they had Rudy Gobert in the paint, but then people would close in on Harden, and then there was just an open three for Eric Gordon or PJ Tucker, which
Right.
led to Harden getting a
Wait,
triple
the
double.
Jazz made the playoffs.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I haven't heard a single thing about them all year.
Yeah, they were the number
They're
5
like
seed.
Yeah, they're like the 5th seed.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, they're not half bad.
That's weird.
we talked a little bit about, we were talking earlier, you appreciate this, Mr. Dutt, about coaching. And I said that, Phil Jackson was like given credit for being the architect of the triangle offense.
But he wasn't. Tex Winter did.
But what we said was he could have run the reverse square upside down offense. You have Michael Jordan.
Yeah, true.
Does it matter? Last night there was a special on Golden State, and Steve Kerr basically said, "Yeah, I just make sure there's enough air in the balls and everybody's happy."
Yeah.
That's it.
Spends a lot of time just soothing egos, etc. Well, but there's something to that too.
Well, yeah.
You know, it takes a special coach to be able to deal with those kinds of personalities all in the same room.
What did you say, Brock? Compared coaching be more difficult at the modified level?
Yeah, I think so. Because, probably not necessarily actually.
I mean,
Because
you're
obviously
having
in the NBA, there's you have a lot more responsibilities technically, and a bigger chance of getting fired.
But, like, skill-wise.
In terms of getting your team to perform, it's a lot harder. Obviously for the younger levels of basketball. Whereas in the NBA, it's just you're just you just got to motivate them pretty much. Really, you don't. They know what to do.
Right. How much strategy is there in terms of sets and those kinds of things? Do you think in the NBA?
I feel you don't really see it that often. A lot of times, you'll see the pick and roll run a lot, but that's just in the flow of basketball, really.
Sure. Well, because that was one of the knocks on Walton, that he didn't run enough sets with the Lakers. With LeBron and those kinds of things. That his sets were very simple, very easy, not very complex.
They used to run those sets in Cleveland, right? Give the ball to LeBron and everybody else get out of the way.
Well, that was the
Everybody else
Michael.
on that side of the floor, LeBron, get over here.
That was the Collins, right?
Yeah.
When they shot Michael Jordan against Cleveland when they finally beat Cleveland in that playoff, hanging over Elo. The name of the play was "Get the ball to Michael and get the bleep out of the way." So. Yeah, that's the play they ran that
But
night.
one of the biggest problems with LA was they had too many playmakers. Rondo would pass the ball to LeBron, who passed it to Lonzo, back to Rondo, back to LeBron, and next thing you know, the shot clock's out because they kept on passing to each other.
They needed Lance Stevenson on the floor to
to chalk
be
up the three.
extremely confident and start chucking from half court step backs.
Agreed.
Interesting how much we were knocking Walton. He's got a job already.
Yeah, because I definitely think he's good enough to have a job in the NBA.
Right.
Where did he go? I didn't.
He's going to go. He got
He has a lot
fired.
of talent, so I think he might do okay there. He was a really good assistant coach for the Warriors.
Right. He kept the ship straight
Yeah.
when Kerr was hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just interesting. I just read an article on him on I think Saturday morning. Just an interesting article on Walton and the whole heritage and trying to beat Bill Walton's son. In and of itself.
Yeah.
Trying to be Bill Walton's son. And then to be that kind of coach that kind of stays steady amidst the You know, and they joked about, you guys would know their names, but he said this group had purchased plane tickets to get to watch the Lakers play, and so they saw him going to get coffee, and so they got his, autograph. And then he jokingly said they didn't come to watch the 5 guys that are actually playing right now for the Lakers.
Yeah.
They came to watch Kuzma and LeBron, and when they purchased the tickets, that's who they thought they were going to see. So there's merit to Brock's earlier comments back when I was busting on the Lakers back in October when he said Lakers got a lot of injuries. They were hurt a lot.
Yeah, well, that was their main problem, really.
Sure.
LeBron probably wasn't used to the new trainer. I feel like that's why he was hurt so much. The new trainer didn't know what LeBron needed to do yet. I really think that is probably a lot of what caused his injuries, at least.
I still think the Anthony Davis thing was the biggest problem. I think injuries had a big,
I think that was just
problem.
blown out. I don't think that was really that big of a deal. I think it was blown out of proportion by ESPN.
Well, I mean, you could even
stuff.
see it on the teammates, morale. They didn't want to be by LeBron. I mean, it kind of faded towards the end of the season, but still, you could tell you're just in the clubhouse. It probably wasn't smooth, and
I don't know why they have problems with LeBron though. I mean, he's a player. Even though they make it out
you can't deny that he has a
might have a
huge
say,
part in the say.
But that's just
because all the trade talks came after LeBron was having dinner with Anthony Davis, and LeBron was saying, "Yeah, I'd love to play with Anthony Davis."
Well, it's a business. You're trying to win games.
It's still a business. It's still a business. Yeah, but regardless, these players, they're having to move to new cities. They're having to change their entire home after settling down in LA. Thinking that they're there for a while.
Well,
Of course, as an NBA player, you would understand. Yeah, this is a business, but this is still my job. This is still my livelihood. I'm still a human being.
Right, but when right, exactly, right. They're human beings, and that whole motivational thing.
Yeah.
So when someone comes out and says, "I'd much prefer to have this guy on my team than these other 4 guys,"
Yeah.
right? And then all of a sudden that doesn't happen. You still have to see that guy every day that didn't want you on his team.
That's what made it even worse.
And so to me, that would be hard. And again, are they professionals? Sure. Should they be able to get through that? Absolutely. But that is going to affect, especially when some of them are, how old is Lonzo Ball? Is he even 20 yet?
He's probably
20, 21.
He's either 20 or 21.
Yeah, I mean, so that's a big deal to have to deal with that, as well as playing in LA, as well as the tradition of being a Laker, although, they haven't made the playoffs in 6 years or whatever it is. But, that's just a lot. But, yeah, injuries, what are you going to do? I mean, look at the Yankees. Do they have even half their guys playing yet? I don't even know. So,
I wonder sometimes, you hear the athletes, they get with social media, they get trash, oh man, he's garbage, he's trash. And they say, yeah, I don't pay any attention.
Yeah, like
really?
Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
And Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, I think that they actually do pay
Antonio
attention.
Brown's an idiot.
You guys, did most of you guys see that? Antonio Brown calling out Juju Smith-Schuster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really made me
Did you
mad.
see I saw an article on ESPN yesterday about the trade deal, but it was almost happened between the Bills and the Steelers for Antonio Brown. The Steelers front office wanted it to happen, but Antonio Brown wouldn't go to Buffalo because they wouldn't restructure his contract the way he wanted it done.
Right.
I think Antonio Brown
Doesn't hurt my feelings as a Bills fan.
He wants to still be in the Pittsburgh Giants. He realized Oakland. I just don't think Oakland's what he really wants, and he just can't get away from it. So he's like the crazy ex-boyfriend still trying to go after the girl when they're finally happy.
Right, they're finally broken up, and now he's like,
Yeah.
wait, that was a bad idea.
Yeah.
I just happen to be driving by her house 5 times every night.
But seriously,
That's just a little too far.
what has
far.
Too
Juju
much, yeah, too much,
Smith-Schuster
man.
ever done to Antonio Brown? He even admit that was the guy he looked up to when he was growing up.
Yeah.
And then he calls him out because he won MVP of the season.
Right.
Voted by the teammates. And the teammates saw that he was a better teammate.
Yeah, that the whole personal interaction at the professional football level is an interesting, or even the professional sports level, is an interesting thing that I don't think I will ever understand. Because there's you don't get to where they are without being hyper competitive. So how do you turn that off when they're on your team, turn it back on when they're not on your team? Because you'll have fans that get mad that say, oh, wait, they're being way too chummy after the game. They just lost to this team. Well, that was their teammate last year, you know, and they went to dinner like every third day with that person, and they were at that person's house, and their kids are probably named after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they were super good friends, and now they're playing on opposite teams, and that's just...
They were talking about during one of the NBA games yesterday about how the turnover rate for the players is increasing, and how they were talking about how it's causing the offense to be worse because the players know how to guard each other better.
Right, because they spend so much time in practice guarding each other? That's interesting. That's an interesting take on that.
I think it'd be interesting to be inside a pro locker room. I mean, we've all been in our level inside locker rooms, and it's probably different, but how would you feel, let's just say you're in the Lakers locker room, and you're there, and like, all the press is over around LeBron, right? I mean, and you're just kind of like by yourself sitting over here, you know, and I mean, how does that, I don't know, it's gotta be weird, right?
It might be refreshing. It might be.
If I was one of those players, I think I would probably like that.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, we can sit here and say, really, they're complaining about getting 2 points. We have no idea. That's a whole different level of competitiveness, of skill that we just can't understand, of pressure, of having to talk to the media, having to, yeah. It's just, you know, I used to say, are you kidding me? I'd play basketball every day for, you know, the bus rides and the plane rides and the meals, you know, but when you get to that level and you're so used to the perks that come with that, would you really? I mean, I honestly don't know.
Well, they talked on yesterday when they had the Warriors on, they talked about their days. Well, they start on game days, right? Guys are busy. I mean, like what you see the game is not near the amount of work they put in.
Oh, sure. Sure. What was even the, oh gosh, I just read this article. Was it a college team or a pro team? Where they're in the weight room five days a week, off season, 3 days a week during the season. You know, so they're in the weight room lifting the day of a game. You know, James Harden goes into the weight room after a game.
Yeah.
You know, and lifts.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Of course, I can remember as a player, if you lifted weights before you played basketball,
you can't shoot, right?
Yeah.
Right. But for him, it was all about, remember we talked earlier about his usage rate and how he played so many minutes and had so much of the play going through him. He was working out after games so that when it gets to the playoffs, it doesn't collapse. You know, so it'll be interesting to see if that strategy pays off.
most interesting other than, I mean, we need to talk about Tiger.
Tiger, I don't know how you not talk about Tiger. I mean, it's sitting right there on the screen in front of us. It's on the screen in front of me. Tiger Woods, what a story.
Yeah.
Great story.
One of the greatest comebacks in sports history with Tiger Woods, you know, coming, you know, all the back surgeries.
Sure.
You know, all that. And
the knee injuries.
All of a sudden he
DUI.
comes and wins the Masters for like
the self-inflicted wounds
years.
of infidelity and the putter through the back window or whatever it was with his wife
Substance
when he
abuse.
when he got pulled over for
and
to come back. It was a great picture. I don't know if you guys saw the end of it. Great picture of him hugging his son, Charlie, at the end. And they talked about that was the exact same spot that he hugged his own dad, you know, when he won his first one back in like 2001 or whatever it was.
Side by side of those.
Yeah, and now that's just a really cool, you know, that's the idea of golf, right? You kind of hang it down from generation to generation to generation. And I don't know, it was fun to watch my father-in-law squirm a little bit because he didn't like Tiger. So, I get to his house, says, "Hey, Pop, who's winning the Masters?"
Well,
I'm not talking about it.
and we mentioned it before he went on the air, is that on Saturday, after Tiger was in second behind Molinari, and they moved the tee times up because of the weather to 9 a.m., and they said, "So, Tiger, what does your day look like tomorrow?" And he said, "I'll be up at 4
Right, to get ready.
to get ready. It takes me 5 hours to get ready
Yeah,
every single time he plays."
right.
Wow.
Right, so if his tee time is at 3, he starts his routine at about 10.
Yeah.
And that's incredible. I don't think we get that.
Well, and
Tell you what, if my tee time's at 9:20, I might be rolling out of bed at 8:30 because it's a 20-minute drive. Get a little breakfast, a little coffee,
Yep.
or hot cocoa. I don't drink coffee, but hot cocoa and
Jump out of the car, grab your sticks,
and swing them around a couple times, and off we go.
On the first tee, and away we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really the 5-hour prep.
No, and it's
Well, and with that led to the discussion, sometimes we forget what, even though these guys are amazing athletes, Steph Curry, Tiger Woods, what it takes for them to be what they are.
oh my goodness.
I mean, they had talent, but they didn't get there by accident.
Right. There, I think it was this college basketball coach. They are required during the summer to make 300 to 500 shots a day.
Wow.
Make, not take, make. And before one of their tournament games, one of the kids had to go home for a personal issue, and he got his high school coach to open the gym so he could make his 300 the day before the game.
Yeah, that's cool.
So when was the last time I even came close to taking 100 shots in a day? Right, let alone making 300. I mean, think about that, Brock. How long would that take to make 300? And it might even be, 100 of those have to be three-pointers.
Yeah.
So to make 300 shots.
I'd definitely take a little while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take a while.
Yeah.
To make 100 free throws. To make 100 free throws takes at least a half an hour. So now you're thinking jump shots and tripling that.
Yeah.
You probably get somebody to rebound for you though. So
Hopefully.
Well, rebounding would speed it up by like 3 times.
Right. Well, I know
Yeah.
I know a college basketball player who the shoot around was the shoot around machine was a lifesaver because you could get your 300 shots in, and you didn't have to be chasing the ball over the gym.
Yeah.
You could have 2 or 3 basketballs going,
Yeah.
catch the ball, shoot, catch the ball, shoot, catch the ball,
I always
shoot.
thought one of those machines would be awesome.
We have one
we
here
have
that
one,
we
but
don't.
it doesn't work that good.
The ball just rolls down to you
Oh,
rather
I
than
was
shoot
thinking
back to you.
about- I was thinking about the one that shoots.
The one that
back.
shoots out. The one shoots out is really cool because you just catch it and shoot.
Catch it and
Yeah.
shoot, and it just funnels in there, and you have a manager just getting the loose balls and throwing them in the
Right.
bin. It just
Yeah, you just get a ton of shots up in a hurry. So, yeah,
well, and a good crisp pass to you. You said
Yeah.
the way they play. I've seen those machines.
which is nothing like the passes you get during. No, just kidding. Sometimes it's not. It's a much better pass than what you get in a game.
Good passes lead to good shots.
There you go. Coming from a coach.
That's it.
So, does Tiger get any more? Is he going to win any more majors?
I don't know.
Or is this was this the culmination? Is this the last hurrah like Jack Nicklaus in '86?
And then he
Is this
retires.
the last? Well, Jack Nicklaus didn't retire after that, but he didn't play very much after that. Like that was the end.
Right.
Or not he didn't play. He didn't win another major. That was the last one.
Question we should be asking is, was that guy that took out Tiger set up or not?
Yeah. Was that a
The security guard?
Yeah.
He did a great job of faking it, if he did.
That was so weird. Like,
That he went flying out there and then almost wiped him out.
I don't even know, like, what he was doing. Like, he was, like, running, like, in the first place. And, like, the whole thing was just weird.
It was
I think
weird.
it was set up.
You think it was set up?
Yeah.
How much did Tiger pay Molinari to throw it in the drink?
I don't know, but
I'm just going with the Bill Horton theories of
This
fixed.
is where I was on that. I was hoping Molinari would do something, blow up or something, and then when he did, and I felt bad.
You felt terrible.
I felt
Yeah.
terrible because I wanted him to blow up, and he wasn't.
No.
It's he'd get in a little trouble, he'd get back out.
He scrambled really well.
He did.
Yeah. I was hoping, to be honest with you, I was hoping it would be Molinari would just keep hitting pars, and then Tiger would get some birdies to go past him.
Yeah.
Not that Molinari would blow up, but
Right.
that Tiger would just creep up.
Well, and Dustin Johnson creeps in there and finished second, a quiet second, one off,
Yeah.
12 under.
Yeah.
Number one player. Is he number one or is Justin Rose number one? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Interesting fact, Dustin Johnson is married to Wayne Gretzky's daughter.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He is. Yeah.
Wow.
You think their kids will be athletes?
Probably not. Crazy statistic of the day. When Tiger Woods was in his heyday, when he was at the top of his game, he spent 281 consecutive weeks as the number 1 golfer in the world.
It's crazy.
Wow.
281 consecutive weeks.
It's pretty impressive.
That's over 5 years
Yeah.
Wow.
as the number
That's
1 golfer in the world, and never moved out of that spot.
Wow.
And when he came back from back surgery, he was the 1,099th ranked golfer in the world. I don't know what he is now. Probably close to top 10. I don't know if he is, but I was thinking about you, Johnny, over the weekend. The Vegas Golden Knights.
2-1.
Yeah, they're up
Last
2-1.
night, Yep.
But crazy things happening in the East. I don't know if you guys
yeah.
watch hockey at all.
The Blue Jackets are up 3-0 on
3-0.
They came back when the first game, Tampa Bay was up 3-0 and they came back and won.
And
It
Tampa
was the
Bay
first time they blew a 3-goal lead
has
all year.
not recovered from that. Because Columbus won 5-1 in the second game and 3-1 in the third
last
game.
night, yeah.
Tampa Bay destroyed.
Everybody.
I mean, the second closest team was 20 points back of them.
Yeah. Weren't they tie the best ever?
Yeah. Best regular season ever. And they're
That's
about to get
crazy.
swept in the first round of the playoffs
Wow.
by a team that got in as a wild card.
The
That's
last
crazy.
seed.
The last seed is playing Tampa Bay. And then you got the Islanders have beaten Pittsburgh 3 times. The Islanders are okay. I just want
they
to
have a good
re-say
coach.
that.
They have a good coach.
But the Islanders are up 3-0 on the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah. Last night the Lightning coach was and the Columbus coach they show the interviews, and the Lightning coach they asked him if he was shocked, and he just sat there for 30 seconds after the question thinking about how to respond to it. And he says no, but talk to me after the series is over, because the series isn't over yet, and it's
Right.
you're down 3-0, the series is over.
No, that's why they play best 4 out of 7, John. I'm looking over there at the Red Sox fan.
It's true.
I'm looking at the Red Sox fan who remembers.
So we were talking, not that we want to talk about fighting, but you guys brought up hockey. So
What?
we watched the soccer scuffle. Who was the scuffle between, John?
Red Bulls and
Oh,
someone else.
Sporting KC, yeah.
Yeah, and we were making fun of it. The soccer fights are like a lot of just like
It's not.
pushing and
Yeah, it's not
finger
really a
pointing and
fight. It's just kind of like a
just kind of
shoving
like
match.
shoving match kind of thing. But John had a theory for that. Why is that?
Because they'll get suspended for a very long time if they actually hit
Throw
each
a
other.
punch.
I mean, the guy got suspended 6 games for supposedly making a comment about the ref's mother. So, a guy in Europe did last week, got suspended for the rest of the season for that.
Wow.
How long do you actually get
So-
suspended for throwing a punch in MLS?
There's not a regulation on it. It's just what the board decides they want to give you. So they could give you up to, they give long suspensions for some things.
Interesting.
I mean, what's
So
Patrice Evra played for Marseille. He got the fans came onto the pitch and he kicked the one because the fans were coming at him like they were gonna fight him, and he kicked the fan and got kicked out of playing professional soccer because
Wow.
the fan came after him and he kicked him.
Wow.
So
What? Didn't somebody kick a ball boy?
Something like
think
that
so.
happened. I remember one guy, a dog came onto the field.
And he picked the dog up and chucked it, right?
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was so bad.
that's terrible.
The
Wow.
guy got kicked out.
This
the
guy,
game.
the fight was caused by he was standing 3 feet from the fans and he blasted the ball and knocked a fan over.
Kaku or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that.
stupid.
So NBA playoffs, are they played tonight?
yes.
I
Yeah.
feel like this is the NBA's time to shine right now. The Masters
Yeah.
is over.
Yeah.
No offense, but not a ton of people watching hockey. Maybe that's not true. There's a
That's
lot of
not
people
true.
watch hockey.
Oh, well, let's just remember the Final Four in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Nobody goes to that.
Nobody
Nobody
goes
goes to that.
Which, by the way, Duluth won.
Oh,
Yeah,
did they?
Yeah.
told ya.
There won't be anybody. There won't
said
be
Denver
anybody
was
here.
gonna
We
win.
can walk
I said
into any
Denver
restaurant
or
in
Minnesota.
downtown Buffalo, get a table, just like nothing. Yeah, there's a 2-hour wait to get on the list. Okay. Hey, thanks.
It's a 2-hour wait to get on.
When the NBA playoffs start happening, I feel like it's like the countdown to school. by the time it's over, school's over. So that's
Yeah,
when I
right?
like. That's how I like.
That's how you,
I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah,
So
so when
when
the-
the like a week or two after school.
So when
I
the
know,
playoffs start, it's like, all right, we're in the
We're
we're
about
downhill
to-
spiral. We're almost there.
We've
Yeah.
got 38 school days left.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
I went by fast.
Yeah, I counted them up. Not that I spend my time counting up the days, but I was thinking about doing a countdown on the announcements. But
Let's
that anybody
not
cares.
start at 38 days.
yeah, but we don't because the elementary and those people go
Get super
Yeah,
mad.
they get mad because they go a week longer than everybody else. So I see 38 days and they go, no, it isn't.
It's
we have a
58.
number 45 days.
Right. Yeah. So, I don't know.
Anyways,
What did you look up here?
I just looked up world rankings in golf. Justin Rose, Dustin Johnson, Tiger moved up to number 12.
Number 12.
in the world.
12.
You think he should be higher?
Lower.
Lower? Really?
Yep.
The dude just won the Masters.
So
You're a cold man.
Well, we're going to move into final thoughts. Final thoughts. I'll start. Tiger. I think Tiger retires.
You think he
announced
retires?
this week that he's gonna, just play on the web.com tour or something. But
at the end of the year.
You don't
or,
think he's
like,
gonna
now?
play like the seniors
he-
tours?
he might. How old is Tiger? Tiger's. You can play senior tour when you're 55. Tiger's probably 45.
He's 43.
Yeah,
They'll
he's-
make an
he's got-
exception for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that he announces that he's going to back off a little bit. I would. I always say that, though.
I don't think he'll back off. I think he'll play the number of events that he's playing now. You know, you look at the standings, FedEx Cup standings, he's up to number 12 or whatever. But,
He might play
or
the rest of
13.
the season, though.
But he's only played 6 events.
Yeah.
And he's 13th. I think at his age, he doesn't do the Gary Woodland play 14 events so I get enough points.
Yeah.
He goes out there and his job, or he feels like his job, is to go win majors. I think my prediction is he wins 2 more, and he
2 more
finishes
majors.
and he finishes 1 behind Jack,
Behind Jack. Wow.
and he goes down in history as arguably the best golfer ever. But then people will bring up 18 versus 17 and say maybe Jack's the best golfer ever. So there you go. 2 more majors.
John.
Let's see, the NFL draft is coming up in 10 days. The
Yep.
first round is
Pretty
in 10
excited
days.
about that.
Number 1 pick in the NFL draft?
Number 1
Zion
pick.
Williams.
He
Because it's
could-
not a basketball
Who else
player.
would be?
I think the number 1 pick ends up being Kyler Murray, like the coach for the
I agree
Cardinals.
with that.
Like he said when he was coaching at Texas Tech, if you have a chance to draft Kyler Murray number 1, you'd be stupid not to. And he got hired to the team that has the number 1 pick, and Kyler Murray's in the draft. So I think he takes him.
Yeah, I think Kyle Murray goes number 1 too. So, Brock, you can go ahead.
All right. I want to take the time to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks real quick. They beat the Detroit Pistons by 43 points.
But Blake Griffin was out.
They were up by as much as 43. They didn't trail once in the game. And yeah, you're right.
I
Blake
saw that
Griffin was
score.
out, and he's also going to be out for the entire first round, most likely, is
Oh,
what they're
really?
saying.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a
So,
they're getting
yeah.
swept.
I'm gonna say right now the Milwaukee Bucks will not win a single game scoring less than having less than 20 more points than the Pistons. I'm gonna say that right now.
This kid that you love to say his name, we can just see the top of his head on the TV. up there. Arguably, you can make an argument for the best player in the NBA, right?
You could.
No.
You can make an argument, yeah.
You could.
I wouldn't say he is, but I
you
could
can
say
make an
it's
argument,
arguable.
yeah.
It's not a very strong argument, though.
My okay, yeah. All right, whatever.
Wow.
My final prediction is that Giannis is going to be a clear-cut MVP, and he at least takes the Milwaukee Bucks to the Eastern Conference Finals, if not the Finals.
All right. Well, thanks for watching and tuning in to GV Talk Sports. I'm Brock Elsesser, and I'm here with.
Riley McKnight.
Jonathan Rizzo.
Sitting between 2 future Hall of Famers, Mr. Depp.
And Mr. Horton. Shout out to WRAQ. Thanks for having us on.
Have a good one.